Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're setting the stage for you to build a rock-solid business foundation right here in the Garden State. We're taking a high-energy, comprehensive look at the exact mechanics of forming a New Jersey limited liability company straight from the state's official guidelines and statutes. If you're looking to turn that brilliant business concept of yours into a legally recognized reality, you are in the exact right place.
Thinking of launching your own business in New Jersey? This step-by-step guide to setting up an LLC will save you time, money, and potential headaches. Stay tuned to unlock your business dreams.
Okay, let's dive into this roadmap. I promise we are going to completely demystify the state's bureaucracy for you today. We're going to cover 1. Why form an LLC? 2. Pre-filing, name and agent. 3. Formation and operating agreement. 4. EIN and state taxes. 5. Keeping your LLC compliant. And finally, 6. Common setup mistakes.
Section 1. Why form an LLC? Listen, before you deal with any state paperwork, you really need to understand the massive advantages of this specific legal structure over just, say, operating as a sole proprietor. The LLC is the go-to structure for small New Jersey businesses for 2 absolutely major reasons. First off, it legally separates you, the owner, from the business. That means your personal assets, we're talking your personal savings, your house, are generally shielded from business debts or lawsuits. It's a huge safety net. Second, it offers what's known as pass-through taxation. So, unlike a traditional corporation, your LLC itself doesn't pay a corporate income tax. Instead, the profits and losses literally pass right through to your individual tax returns. You get to avoid that dreaded corporate double taxation. Honestly, it's the perfect blend of liability protection and tax flexibility.
Section 2. Pre-filing, name and agent. Think of this phase as drawing up the blueprint before you even think about pouring the concrete for your business.
First up, naming your business. And this isn't just a fun branding exercise, it's actually a strict legal process here in New Jersey. Your name absolutely must be distinguishable from any other entity already registered in the state. Plus, it has to contain a specific designator at the end, like Limited Liability Company, LLC, or LLC. Oh, and you can't just toss in restricted words like bank, attorney, or university without special state approval. So to save yourself the headache of a rejected application, always run your desired name through the DARS. That's the Division of Revenue and Enterprise Services Business Name Availability Portal. Make sure it's truly unique before you file.
Now here's the concept that really trips up a lot of new founders. You have to appoint a registered agent. So, the crucial point is, this is not optional. Think of your registered agent as your company's compliance guardian. When a state needs to reach you about taxes, or, heaven forbid, your company is sued and receives service of process, they are going to your registered agent first. Operating without one puts your business at serious risk of administrative penalties, missed legal deadlines, and even straight-up state dissolution.
Under New Jersey law, the rules for this role are super strict. Your agent must have an actual physical street address in New Jersey. P.O. boxes or virtual mailbox services absolutely do not qualify. Why? Because a process server or a sheriff's deputy needs a physical desk to walk up to. Period. The agent also has to be physically present at that address during normal business hours to sign for documents. Now, you can be your own agent, sure, or you can hire a professional service so that someone is always there to handle the scary legal mail while you actually focus on running your business.
Section 3. Formation and operating agreement. This is the critical pouring the concrete phase where your business officially becomes real in the eyes of the state.
To officially form your LLC, you've got to submit a certificate of formation to the Division of Revenue. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what the state looks for. This is their official checklist for public records filing. Think of it as the birth certificate for your company. You can mail it in, but honestly, the state highly recommends using their online portal. It's way faster, typically processing your electronic submissions in just 1 to 2 business days.
And hey, I've got a fantastic, totally surprising fact for those of you doing your research right now. If you look at older guides online, you're going to see the state filing fee listed at $125. But effective July 1st, 2026, New Jersey officially reduced the statutory formation fee for all business entities down to an even $100. So it literally just got a little bit cheaper to start your dream business. How great is that?
Okay, once the state recognizes your business, you need an internal rule book. This is called your operating agreement. It's basically the internal constitution for your LLC. It's a written contract that dictates how the company is managed, how the profits get split up, and how you'd handle disputes or dissolution. If you don't draft your own agreement, Guess what? You are legally forced to abide by generic state default rules under the RULCA, the Revised Uniform Limited Liability Company Act. And trust me, those default state rules might not align with your actual business goals at all.
A huge misconception out there is that solo founders don't need this document. That is incredibly dangerous. Even single-member LLCs strictly require an operating agreement. Why? Because it proves there's a firm legal separation between you as an individual and your corporate entity. It proves you're running a real, legitimate business, not just a personal alter ego. Without it, you are practically inviting creditors to use the alter ego doctrine to pierce the corporate veil, meaning they could bypass your LLC entirely and go straight after your personal bank accounts. Do not skip this document, folks.
Section 4 EIN and state taxes. Now we're getting the business ready to actually hire people, open bank accounts, and deal with the government.
Let's move to and see how this builds. You exist legally now, but you need a compliance profile. First things first, you need an Employer Identification Number, or EIN, from the IRS. It's basically a social security number for your business. And good news, it is completely free to get online in about 10 minutes. You absolutely must get this federal EIN first, because step 2 is filing the state tax form, the NJ Reg, and that form is going to ask for your federal ID. Just remember, you've got a strict 60-day window to file the NJ Reg after forming your LLC.
Filing that NJ Reg is crucial because it unlocks your BRC, your Business Registration Certificate. This piece of paper is a huge deal in New Jersey. Banks are going to demand it to open a business checking account. General contractors will ask for it before they cut you a check. And if you ever want to hold a state or local public contract, no way. You absolutely cannot do it without a BRC on file. Section 5. Keeping your LLC compliant. Let's shift focus to the ongoing maintenance you need to stay in good standing long-term.
You're all set up, but the work doesn't stop there, right? The good news is maintaining an LLC in New Jersey is highly predictable. We know the EIN is free. The new formation fee is a one-time $100. Your main recurring state cost is the annual report. Every single year by the last day of the month in which you originally formed your LLC, you have to file a report with Doris and pay a $75 fee. So, if you formed in May, it's due every year by the end of May. Simple. But missing this deadline can result in penalties or even losing your good standing, so mark your calendar.
Oh, and here's a vital administrative detail to remember. New Jersey has a strict mandatory electronic filing rule. All taxpayers have to file their business tax returns and make their payments electronically. That includes your $75 annual report. You can't just drop a check in the mail for these routine compliance filings anymore. You've got to do the whole shebang on the division's website.
Section 6 Common Setup Mistakes. Let's do a rapid-fire checklist of the pitfalls you absolutely need to avoid.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is when you look at the state's fee schedule, you'll see optional fees sprinkled in alongside the mandatory ones. Things like a short-form standing certificate for $50 or certified copies. A huge rookie mistake is paying for all these optional extras during checkout just because they're there. Unless a specific bank or an investor is actively demanding a certified copy or a standing certificate from you, don't pay for these up front. You can always just order them later if you actually end up needing them. All right, let's summarize these major errors quickly because avoiding these will save you immense headaches down the road. Number 1, paying some third-party service hundreds of bucks for an EIN when the IRS gives it to you for free in 10 minutes. Just don't do it. Number 2, using a PO box for your registered agent. Your filing will get rejected. Number 3, stopping after the certificate of formation and forgetting to file that NJ Reg tax registration within your 60-day window. And finally, number 4, operating without a signed operating agreement, leaving your personal assets totally exposed to that alter ego doctrine we talked about.
To wrap up, please note, this explainer is intended for informational purposes only and should not be considered as legal advice. Please consult with a qualified attorney or relevant professional for personalized guidance with your LLC setup. Building a business is quite the journey, and laying a pristine, legally compliant foundation today is literally the best first decision you can make. So, with the paperwork demystified and the roadmap laid out in front of you, what kind of legacy will you build in the Garden State?